Years ago, when I sought to improve my business, I had a lot of very firm ideas, and I was convinced that every job, every budget, every client was unique. After all, I wasn't selling burgers. I was creating something meaningful and personal to each and every one of those people. And all the parts of that process were different, one job to another. Sadly, that point of view kept me from considering the possibility that systems might actually improve my business and improve it dramatically, which, by the way, improved my life dramatically as well. Instead, I found myself saying things like, I'm not a corporation, I don't need systems, or an operations manual, that's for car companies, isn't it? Not for me. I think I was terrified that if I would create systems, it would mean I was producing cookie cutter decorating jobs, and that isn't what I wanted to do, nor is it probably what you want to do. I wanted to create something that was personal. I wanted every job to look different and special, so I would be proud to have it on my website, and I wanted that website to reflect the individuality of my clients. So talk of systems left me feeling kind of cold. As you probably already know, I was finally convinced that systems could run my business. And in fact, I needed those systems if I stood a chance of completing each and every job, satisfying my clients, and putting money in the bank. Shockingly, at least to me anyway, what I ultimately learned is these systems didn't make me any less creative. In fact, it was quite the opposite. By streamlining the business side, I found more quality time to do what I do best, which is create, design, and wow my clients. In fact, the more systems I introduced, the more I loved having systems. When I finally stopped insisting that every job I took on was special, unique, etc., I became instead committed to finding similarities and the regularities from project to project. And what a difference that one change of mind made in my life. Suddenly, I had systems that were moving projects forward in a streamlined, linear fashion, and I was able to spend more time surrendering to the creative process that I love so much. And I was able to have a life again. My evenings, my weekends, they all came back to me. I had no idea how much I was sacrificing to keep it all together. During the past decade that I've been using the 15 steps, and by the way, it took a decade to create the 15 steps, I have come to rely fully on the process. And in fact, I wouldn't even consider deviating because I know what happens when you do. The results are not as good. The more these principles become part of my core approach, the more success I find, the more clients I can satisfy, and the more I crave that order. That's where this series of videos comes in. The checklist series is for the professional who's already using the 15-step project management strategy to run projects efficiently and effectively. You're convinced. No doubt you're approaching every single job with greater confidence, and you're producing results that are superior to anything you were able to do before. You have more satisfied customers, much higher earnings, which, let's face it, that's a wonderful bonus. And I'm so grateful to the hundreds of you out there in the design community who have shared your success with me and shared your success, in fact, with the entire business of design community. If you're not already using the 15 steps, then I strongly suggest you delay watching this series until you've completed those foundations. The whole foundation, in fact, for the philosophy of business of design. Start with step 1 and work your way through all 15 steps. Then come on back and you'll be able to incorporate these checklists into those systems. Following each and every job, our design team likes to do a debrief and look closely at how the project succeeded and where it might have been improved. This evaluation process led us really quite naturally to compile a list of things we needed to keep in mind at every stage of the project. And as the list grew, they eventually became checklists, which keep my teams, my projects, and me on track. In the checklist series, which has a number of courses for you to choose from, you'll find supplementary documentation to the 15 steps, reminders of specific tasks that will align you for success. As you watch these courses and you begin to incorporate the checklists, I hope you'll share your success stories and challenges with us. If you have additional tasks you think we should add to any of the checklists, share them with us, and we will in turn pass them on to the whole Business of Design community. Remember the old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats? We all stand to benefit from a community of peers that is more mature and more professional. So thank you for your commitment to excellence. I know you're going to love these checklists, and I look forward to hearing from you very soon.